Hi, my name is Ed Thompson, CTO of Matillion. Today I'm going to take you through what's new in version 1.33 of Matillion ETL. So without further ado, let's get started.
First up, we have our Open Exchange Rates query component. This component will allow you to pull currency data into your ETL flows from the Open Exchange Rate service. This will get you latest currency data, but also historical currency data. For more information on what this offers, check out our documentation and the Open Exchange Rates website. Next up, we have our new Grid Iterator component. The Grid Iterator makes it much easier to iterate over grid variables that were introduced in a previous release. A grid variable is a three-dimensional variable that can hold lists and arrays. Here's a static grid variable that we set up here. I called it iterate me. If we take a look at the variable, it has name and age, and a set of values set in the grid variable. The iterate grid variable component is set to iterate over the iterate me and map those grid variables into local variables for this job. If we run the job and then take a look at the task history, we can see the iterator iterating through the names Sam, John, Max and Jeff in my list. And in this particular instance, we print out the variable at each iteration. Another enhancement that we've made to variables is to their visibility. To look at this, we'll look at the variables against this job. We have three variables: age, name and year of birth. If I was building a real ETL job, I might want to pass in the age and the name, but the year of birth can be calculated from the above. In that instance, I wouldn't necessarily want any calling job to have to pass this variable in, or even have the option to do so. Now I can set the visibility. In this instance, I'm going to set the visibility to private. This will mean that this variable is only available and scoped within this particular job, and can't be passed in from any calling jobs. Let's see what that looks like in a calling job. In this calling job, I have a run orchestration component which calls my grid iterator job. One of the options on here is to set the scalar variables. Because I've made my year of birth field private, I can only see age and name available to set. This should make it much more straightforward for users who are relying on reusable ETL components where parameters need to be set. Looking back at our query components, we've enhanced our advanced mode to make it easier to explore SQL metadata. If we look at the SQL query, we have this new metadata explorer and variable explorer which will allow us to build up SQL statements more easily. In this example of Salesforce, we can drill into particular types such as case, and it will list all the fields available on case, their types and their sizes. I can then double click them to bring them into my query. We also now provide a sample in advanced mode, so you can actually see the data before you load it. You can also get a row count.
So there we have it. That's our latest release, version 1.33 of Matillion ETL. If you need more information, you can visit matillion.com. Thank you very much.